Good morning, everyone. Greetings from the Lake Okanagan, which, we are all familiar with and probably have been in already. Have you been in it?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been in it?
I have been in.
I have not. So, hey, I'm missing out, but we're here.
I feel like
on
there's
it.
a Peanuts reference in that. Like some people don't eat snowflakes in December. Jeff doesn't go in the lake pre-Canada Day.
Until July, yeah. Until it's warm enough.
Keeps his thermometer close by.
It's got to be 82 until that's Fahrenheit. Sorry. Oh man. I'm really
or it's not Fahrenheit, because I imagine you would much prefer a hot tub.
Oh yeah, that would be good too. Anyways, hopefully you're enjoying these sort of sunny mornings, and then it rains, or sunny whatever it is.
It's sunny enough that we're
Peaks
squinting
out.
today.
Yes, exactly. So we are in June, and we are doing church picnics, and so we're enjoying those. We have our last one coming up, but this last Sunday we're also finishing up the Sermon on the Mount, and so we're kind of in Jesus's concluding comments. And on last Sunday, you brought us through two types of leaders and two types of people in the kingdom, or two types of people, some that are in the kingdom and some that aren't, or some that are kingdom of heaven types of people.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was kind of Jesus referencing back to what he covered earlier in the central section, which was you can do all the right things with the wrong motives. Is that kind of what you felt as you were?
I think that's a fair summary of it. I mean, it's not because he kind of says it's not what you do, and then he says it is what you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
like, Jesus, you're contradicting yourself. Well,
Yeah.
no, it's the heart behind
Yes.
it is the difference between the actions being, again, everything was true or false, right? True, false. True
Yeah.
actions are when you've got the heart behind it that
Yeah.
aligns with the kingdom values and priorities.
Mhm.
See, I also see it in terms of the context of what Jeff preached on the week before, which is you have two roads, two gates,
Yeah.
two paths. You can choose life, or you can choose not, right? And realizing that, like, even in that, like, when it comes to leaders, when it comes to discernment, you can choose life, you can choose wise things, but it's still going to take a large amount of trust in God's leading, and in the same way, like we talked about on the other dock over there, am I on the right path? And God, can I trust you that I'm following you in that right path, and leading us through that, and very much trusting what God has done.
So it's interesting that he says, many of you will say, some people will say, Lord, Lord, didn't I, or whatever, and Jesus will say, I never knew you.
Yeah.
And the sense I was getting as I was listening to you and thinking about that was that if you're running down the checklist of things I'm going to do, okay, do not murder, check, do not commit adultery, check, fast, check, did I do it 24 hours? Oh, I did it 23, it's not quite right, I got to do it again, whatever. If we go down, check, those are not kingdom of heaven people, because kingdom of heaven people are not about checking off all these things. Kingdom of heaven people are about turning to Jesus and saying, God, can you produce that fruit in me?
Yeah.
Is that like that's what I was feeling as I listened to you? Do you have any more to add to that, or is that?
No, I think that's fair. I think, I think the life of a disciple is so much more than just the checklist.
Yes.
That did I, didn't I? But at the same time, I do think Jesus doesn't entirely say, well, there's not anything you need to do. He does say there's things to do, right? And I think that's where we kind of have to continually wrestle with it, between that, am I doing what a disciple does, and am I just, just doing it to do it?
Yeah.
And
Right.
That's where we can never separate the heart from the act. They have to go together. And I think, we didn't bring this in on Sunday, but that's what James is getting at in his letter too, right?
Yeah.
Show me your faith by what you do.
Yeah.
So we are people of faith, but we can't just but we have to have the faith in the right thing and all that, right? Like, so it's faith, action, heart, all blending together and make the nice soupiness of discipleship.
Yeah. Well, and I loved how you brought Micah 6:8 into it. The Old Testament prophets, they talked about this, that it's a change of heart. It's am I doing this because I love people? Am I doing the fast? Isaiah 58, am I doing the fast, doing all the, but you don't care about people. Am I, it's Micah 6:8, 1 Corinthians 13, Paul. I go to the church in Ephesus in Revelation 2, where
losing a first love.
Yeah, they're doing all this stuff, but you lost your first love. Like he keeps coming back to, and I think that's Jesus' whole thing in his sermon is like, how do you become kingdom of heaven people? It's not about being kingdom of heaven doers. It's being kingdom of heaven people who naturally then do that stuff, right? Like, so I want to naturally do it. Because I love people rather than to check it off.
And at first we might not naturally do it.
That's
a process.
And you're right, it's a muddy mix.
And that's where I think we have to kind of be self-motivated a little bit until, until we become more spirit motivated. So we do need patience with ourselves for that.
We do.
But
and with the Lord.
And absolutely. It's a process.
I remember when I was a teenager feeling like I don't know how to love. I don't feel it. I don't know it. So I prayed for years that God would give me a heart of love and help me to know His love. And it took a long time, and I still struggle. Am I loving? So it is a soupy mix, right? Yeah. Anything more, Kevin? Last final word over the helicopter.
That's right.
Really loud. No, nothing.
I'm still listening to the helicopter.
Do you think that's what the Spirit's doves, or the wings of the dove sound like? The Spirit comes down and it's like a loud helicopter.
When Jesus came up out of the water, there was a chopper.
That's right. Everybody just heard
with a banner off
helicopter
the back saying, "This is my son."
That's right.
No, my thought is that daily, moment to moment, discipleship continues to be a choice because you for sure can say, God, I follow you, and okay, what about when it gets hard? What about on the days when you don't feel like it? What about on the days when you've been betrayed? That's tougher, and so faith has to be real, right? And like you said, that James passage, you tell me you have faith, but great, show it to me. Show it to me in every moment of every day. And I think that's what God is calling us to is bite-sized chunks every day, step after step after step, so that we keep moving forward in His grace and realizing that no, I don't have it all figured out. I'm not perfect. I'm actually probably going to find myself down a stupid path and a dumb gate. Not you. But
no, the gate that leads to life.
But the gate that leads to life. But rather that God's grace is going to meet me in those moments, and that's my joy in a lot of that passage as well too. And just I love how we ended that. It all comes down to this: to be your hands and feet, to be truth to all the world, that they may see you, to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with you in all things.
That's a good final word. Thank you. Moving forward, this Sunday we have 2 more Sundays in the Sermon on the Mount, and then we move on to another series that we'll do over the summer. But coming up this Sunday is something special. I'll tell about it so you don't have to. We are baptizing your son, and it's going to be a really beautiful day. So that's in the morning service, and then right after as we have been throughout June, we'll meet down at the nut farm and have a picnic together. Just bring your own stuff, and that'll be a great time and celebration. And maybe you can say some more to Titus at that time too. But that'll be great. We have a couple other things coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about?
Well, I just want to double back to that for a second, because you kind of slipped the name in there. And one of the things we always do at Lakeview is invite people to bring a word of encouragement. And so I think it's helpful if they know that it is Titus who's being baptized on Sunday. And if you are here and want to, prepare something to share, their mic will be open and there'll be opportunity to do that in the service.
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to that. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's always good.
And yes, and then the upcoming things, just a reminder, we've got great help all signed up for Canada Day. Really looking forward to the Kids Zone. Would love to see you down there in the park. I forget the exact name of the park, but it's behind the new City Hall on the fields out there. And it's going to be a great time. We're there like 10 till 2. And then on the 12th, is the West Side Days event, and we're still could use a couple helpers with that, but also we'd love to see you. If you're not able to help, come on out to the community events and get involved. So July 1 or July 12th, blowing bubbles in the Kids Zone. It's gonna be fun.
It sounded like you wanted to say something.
I was going to say the Annette Boudreau Amphitheater is
Right.
the area, but I
Yeah.
don't know the name of the park.
It's in the field right
It's-
behind that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the park sign.
Yeah. And if you'd like to help with especially the 14th, the 12th. The 12th. I've had trouble with dates today. With the 12th, please
112.
let Chris know, and that'd be great. But otherwise, I hope you're having a great week, and we are looking forward to Sunday. Have a great few days before that.
And what Jeff was going to say a minute ago was that we're also still collecting backpacks.
Oh,
I know as soon as we stop recording,
Oh.
you're going to be like, I forgot to say the backpacks. And
Backpack.
so, well, we got your back,
good,
Jeff.
good. Thank you. You do. With a pack.
With the pack.
Okay.
Yeah, we're bringing backpacks in. Our kids are going to, after the baptism on Sunday, be stuffing them. So if you can bring it this Sunday, great. If not, bring it whenever you've got it. And if we can get it to the food bank this summer, we'll do that. If not, we'll just hold it and add it to the pile for next summer. But we've got a good collection. Looking forward to blessing some families in our town this summer. And I also really enjoy seeing our kids build them, because they get some of them really get into it, and they just want to do it with care.
So good.
And they know they're excited to do something for their peers, and that's always a good thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Until next time, have a great week.